And as you said, they're waiting around. They've waited around all day. This is the last race of the day, and now they're away at last.
Caught a little bit napping there, to be honest, in the Sydney Rowing Club crew there, but they're up to speed now. Look like they've just missed the go there slightly.
Yeah, well, it was a long and drawn-out kind of stroke rather than a really zippy, powerful kind of stroke. But they're going along the island. Both crews look like they got away pretty nicely, as we see them just in this beautiful evening, pale blue sky, going away from Temple Island. They'll be popping out, and we'll be picking them up on the camera with the side view any minute now.
Thames have just got a little sniff there. They'll have a lot of supporters on the bank here. Obviously, Thames sort of local club, respectively. Always a big Thames contingent, particularly down at the Remnant Club.
Yeah, I think Thames will be pleased with the lead they've got there. They were winners of the Coxed 4 both days in Ghent Regatta in Belgium, where they went over there. Winners of Championship Coxed 4s on the Sunday at the Met Regatta. But now they're up against this crew from Sydney. And the crew from Sydney looking to hang in as Thames have just carried on moving in the last 10 or 15 strokes since the crews have come out of the island and settled into their pace.
Yeah, Thames have grabbed this by the scruff of the neck, haven't they? So Thames are sort of top crew, top furthest distance in the screen there on the right-hand side, just taking an early lead there. Still a little bit higher up on the rating and just moving it, trying to get a little bit of extra distance between those two crews quite early on in the course here.
Yeah, the Sydney crew look like they've settled into a more sustainable pace, whereas Thames look like they're still gunning at it and just trying to break contact if they possibly can. What the Sydney crew need to do now is just make sure they hang in there, keep that overlap if they possibly can, as we're coming down now towards that mark we call the barrier.
And they've got a cox there in the front load of the boat, so that cox can obviously relay where the other crew is, so they can obviously tailor that and keep tabs on that and make sure the crew respond and keep in contact.
And contact's what they need, and I guess for the cox, it's laying down there in the front of the boat. They've got that ideal view looking into the face of the stroke person in the other boat. They want to read the emotions on the face and say, we're kind of going to push back, they're going to hurt, we're going to make them pay for the work they've done early.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Because the cox can actually see the crew's faces in the other boats. So he can make a judgment, or he or she. We don't know who it is. They can make a judgment as to how hard Thames have done this. Maybe they've overdone it. Who knows? But that cox in the Sydney Rowing Club crew will be watching, studying, and sort of calculating their next move, whether to push early or to hold this rhythm and this pace that they're rowing at the moment.
Well, I know they're called SE Traherne, and they will be looking to keep their crew going, keep their crew motivated. There's a kind of balance of information that you're giving on strokes per minute on time, and then there's that emotional work to be done on actually keeping your crew motivated, keeping them enthusiastic, keeping them believing. And Thames, by contrast, want to crush that belief in the opposition, and they want to keep moving and try and get clear water, get out of sight as much as they can. And they're doing that as they're coming through halfway through that Forley marker.
Yeah, they are doing that very well. They have sort of put their stall out early and they are going for it. This is the other half of this Thames second 8 behind their top boat, which is their Thames Challenge Cup 8. And this is a slightly more chunky half of that second 8, with the other half racing the wide folds here. So a good spirit and good atmosphere in that club at the moment. So obviously these guys are riding that wave too.
They are riding that wave. We can see there in the 3-seat all the power coming from Mark Cox. He's a big man, 2 meters tall, weighed in at 15.5 stone, and they said he had to lose 10 kilos to make this boat because he was really motivated to do it. He even got a tattoo after losing in the Brit last year to remind him to keep working hard, and he's been working hard now, and hopefully it's going to pay off this year in the Brit Challenge Cup.
That's real commitment there to racing, isn't it? I mean, it's amazing sort of the amount sport means to people, you know, this commitment to win this and to sort of throw that monkey off your back and to do that. And actually, really interesting here, we've got a quote here from the Sydney Rowing Club crew here, which was, they're a young crew, but they're also learning. They're always learning from every race, and that's part of it, isn't it? Part of the journey of your racing and your racing career is the experiences you have. And you know, Thames obviously really gunning it here, and let's hope the Sydney Rowing Club can get back on terms here, and they're not going to sort of let Thames get away with it too much.
Well, they certainly haven't lost anything in their technique. Really nicely moving those blades, the boat not checking at all. The Sydney crew are hanging in there, but they're just at the moment are going to have to make a serious move when they get to those enclosures, when they get the crowd, when they hear the noise, if they're going to move back on the Thames crew. As we have a look at them, Emily Buxo-Burge, she's tucked in that coxing seat. She's done some work with the This Girl Can campaign, encouraging women to get involved in sport. And here she is coxing on the Henley course, leading her crew into the enclosures and hopefully leading them into the final of the Britannia Challenge Cup.
Yeah, just swooping over the top of Thames there on the right-hand side of the screen in the black and the red and white lycras there. Just keeping it a little bit more zippy there than compared to the Sydney Rowing Club crew on the left-hand side in that light blue colour. It's great, isn't it, how that drone is just following them up the course there, isn't it? It's just really tracking just on their bows there, and you can see them really getting nice length around the front of the pin, or as in, you know, getting that oar as far as they can towards the bows, basically, to create the longest stroke they possibly can.
Well, absolutely. I remember Harry Mann saying that to me when he was coaching me, that basically you reach out forward, you put the oar as close to the finish line as you possibly can, you lock it as close to the finish line, then you move the boat past it, and then you do nothing to slow it down. You reach out, you put it as close to the finish line again, and you move it past it again. And that's what we're seeing this Brit crew doing here from the Thames Rowing Club.
I like that sort of, that's a really nice way of putting it, reaching for the finish line, because actually that's all that's in your head half the time, isn't it? Is I want to get to that finish line, so why not try and put that oar in as far as you can towards it?
Absolutely, that's right. And we see this crew from Thames moving really nicely. Loads of motivation. Some of them getting second place in the Brit last year, losing finalists. This year they won it badly. Charlie Borch in the 2 seats. He was in that crew that got the silver. He's done plenty of sports in his time, but he's making rowing his sport now. And he wants to make that final. And he wants to go one better tomorrow. And they're heading down towards the line. The crew from Sydney working hard. It looks like it's going to be a day for Thames again.
Nice clean rowing there. Thames just taking it and finishing off the racing here on Saturday.
Yeah, that was the last race of the day, the semi-final in the Britannia Challenge Cup. And confirmation it was a win for Thames Rowing Club A over Sydney Rowing Club from Australia.